Two-player, 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 two-player! What's happening? Two-player couch! Yeah! Oh my god!
Hello everybody, this is Dakota from Two Player Couch. Welcome back to the couch. If you haven't noticed, there's been a lot of talk online recently of two upcoming Pokemon games, Sun and Moon. And considering there's a lot of talking going on from fans about these games, we decided that this would probably be the best time to make us a Pokemon video. So today I'm going to be giving you my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. In this list, we're going to be using Pokemon from every generation up until this point. Most of the things that I'm going to be using to base this video off of are things like character design, color palette, personalities of each individual Pokemon, stuff like that. So, don't hold your breath if you're expecting to see, I don't know, this fucking, like this fucking, just look at this just this piece of shit, just this literal piece of shit, this fucking god. So without any more holding back, let's get started. Number 10. Golurk and Girafarig. I know I'm probably immediately losing a bunch of you because we've just started the list and I already have two Pokemon tying, and I'd just like to explain that real quick. I have very mixed feelings about these Pokemon. They've got some problems, so they both barely made it onto the list, and I couldn't decide which one of them I liked more. So let's talk about Golurk first. They stand at an average of about 9 foot 2 inches and have an average weight of about 730 pounds. Now when you first look at this thing, you can't really see anything that's wrong with it. It looks badass, right? And considering I'm not super crazy about the ghost type, this is a good thing for me. Until you see pictures of it doing shit like this. This thing is basically a giant robot, which is cool in its own aspect, but when it comes down to a Pokemon, a creature, it makes me feel a little iffy even putting it on this list, because to me that sounds like it's almost not a Pokemon. It's a gray area. Now let's move on to Girafarig. Now this is what I feel bad for putting this thing on my list, because I did start this video by saying that I was going to be picking off of color palette and design, and this thing looks like they had like 4 different artists on it, and there was just a whole lot of vomiting up ideas onto a page. So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here. I don't know, I've got this weird, complicated love-hate relationship with Girafarig. Especially when you take into consideration that I'm not super crazy about psychic types. I know everyone loves psychic types, they're super crazy awesome, and everyone should just fucking Alakazam or and its boots. Number 9. Floatzel. Standing at an average 3 foot 7 and around 75 pounds, it floats using its well-developed flotation sac. It assists in the... I'm sorry, flotation sac is fucking... I love Floatzel. I know technically it's a weasel, but it reminds me so much of otters, and otters are a really awesome animal to me. I don't know, I just love them. They've got their little bellies, and I love its fins. I love the fact that it can be used as a flotation device, even though it wouldn't really help me at all if I was drowning or if I needed its help, because I'm pretty sure this thing comes up to my belly button. Number 8. Fernie. Now, I would have this thing a little bit higher on my list if it wasn't for one thing. The size. For some reason, I'd expect this thing to be a lot bigger, considering it's a 3rd evolution. Definitely looks fierce, and the fact that it's so small, I guess, also adds up to the fact that it's super quick. So this is definitely not one of those heavy hitter type Pokemon, but the fact that it's got some very powerful fire moves, awesome stuff. Number 7. Luxray. They stand at an average of about 4 foot 7, weigh about 90 pounds. Now me, I am super crazy about the black, blue, gold combo that's going on here. Really cool patterns in its fur. I think the only thing that's holding me back is like the weird, doofy Mickey Mouse ears. Easily one of my favorite electric type Pokemon. Number 6. Marowak. They stand at an average of about 3 foot 3 and weigh about 99 pounds. Bone Keeper Pokemon. I've never noticed this before. That's metal as fuck. This here Pokemon has been one of my favorites for a very long time. I know he doesn't have a lot going on for his design, but I think that that really plays well for the type of Pokemon that he is. Fucking throwing bones at people and shit, that's fucking nuts! Number 5, Noivern. They stand at an average about 4 foot 11 and weigh about 187 pounds. Now, I don't like most of the Pokemon that are coming out of the more modern games, but this one right here, it's fucking cool. I really love the idea of using sound as like an attack. So any type of sound Pokemon, really cool to me in concept. I'm loving the ears. It's got like the boombox feel to it. It's a bat dragon. That's just fucking sit. Bat dragon. That's fucking rad. That's so goddamn cool. Also, look at this picture I found on the internet. It's so fucking adorable. Look at this this cute little bitch. She's so fucking, oh! Number 4, Blastoise. Just this giant behemoth turtle monster that can shoot pressurized water at people. Sounds pretty fucking cool, right? Guess what? It's 5 foot and weighs about 180 pounds. Its description says that it's crushing Pokemon. I don't know. I am taller and way more than this. I can pick this fucker up and move him out of my way. If he was a little bit bigger, I'd be all about this. Number 3, Torterra. Now, this thing is what I'm fucking talking about. This thing is adorable, but also badass at the same time. It's standing at about 7'3", 683 pounds. You don't fuck with Torterra. I personally have been waiting a very long time to see some really badass, hard-hitting grass-type Pokemon. Once again, super simple color palette here that just works brilliantly. Number 2, Agron. Average height about 6'11", with a massive 793 pounds. This guy has made it onto the list for a few different reasons. One, if you look at all of its evolutions, it ranges perfectly like you would want Pokemon to range, from cute to horrifyingly badass creature. It's a giant fucking metal dinosaur. It's super powerful, which you can tell just by looking at the fucking thing. Don't get me started on the fucking Mega Evolution. Fucking... Ah! And my number 1 favorite Pokemon of all time, Arcanine. Arcanine is known for its high speed. It is said to be capable of running over 6,200 miles in a single day and night. The fire that blazes wildly within this Pokemon's body is its source of power. Its magnificent bark conveys a sense of majesty. Anyone hearing it can't help but grovel before it. Standing at about 6'3", weighing about 340 pounds, legendary Pokemon. Unsurprisingly, me right now has the same opinion as me when I was 12 years old. Arcanine is the shit. Some people will probably think that it's just really generic, because I know a lot of the more modern Pokemon players consider like Gen 1 stuff to be really plain and simple. Simple is not always a bad thing. If I had the option to choose between one Pokemon that I could just have right now in real life, Arcanine's my bet. Well guys, this has been my top 10 or top 11 favorite Pokemon of all time. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon are. Maybe give me your dream team, your top 6. Let me know whether you're deciding based on stats or crazy awesome powers or types or just based on how cool these Pokemon look. Because yes, despite what a lot of people think, some of them are pretty fucking cool. Not this fuck, just look. God, not this one though, look at this goddamn thing! Well guys, thanks for watching, I hope you liked it. Please let me know if you did by liking this video, sharing it, commenting, do whatever it is YouTube is letting you do. Just go into the below the, you guys, you got it, I'm sure. This has been Dakota from 2Player Couch, and we'll see you on the next one.